My quick, non-spoiler review of the new Superman film. I really enjoyed this one. The strongest part of this movie is the cast and how much they felt like their comic book counterparts. David Corenswet really brings the light-hearted, trusting, hopeful Superman to life in a way that I didn't know was possible in the modern day. This felt like Superman. Mr. Terrific was a real scene stealer and he had the best action sequence in the film. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was great casting. This guy is so hateable and evil. This is the most Lex has ever felt like his comic character on the big screen, but I did have a couple issues around his motivation that lost me later in the film. This is the new DC universe and it's a lived-in world and it made me want to spend more time in this universe. It isn't necessarily setting up any specific puzzle pieces like Nick Fury and the Avengers Initiative, but it's leaving lots of doors open, things that could be picked up for future projects, a sandbox for other creators to come and play in. It's true, this is the most comic book movie ever, from both the world with the outlandish sci-fi concepts that you just have to be on board with and the pacing. It throws you right into the action. There's no setup. Other superhero movies that skip the origin often ease you into the new version of the character and still tell you a story early in the career. Not here. He's been Superman for a while. It assumes you know these relationships, just like if you picked up a comic book today without reading the issues before. You just have to go with it, and it worked for me, but I can see it not working for a lot of people. I've heard some people say they found the first act to be weirdly paced, but I was on board, but I did find the second act to be much weaker. There's a whole section in this other dimension. It just became too cartoony and video game-like for me, similar to the same director's work in Guardians 2, and I thought this was the weakest element in the film. As soon as we get back to Earth, it works again for me. As I hinted at earlier, I enjoyed Luthor's performance, and at the start of the film, he's just a straight-up Superman hater, which I liked. It seems that he's doing things just to take down Superman, and he still wants the best for the world, even if he causes damage. But later, we learn he's actually doing some truly despicable things outside of Superman hating, and he has a secondary motivation, and it all just felt a lot more cartoon villain. I think it worked best when he's evil, but only in his pursuit of Superman. My other issue is this film is jam-packed, and for the most part, it balances all the stuff well, but there's a few ideas that just feel slightly underutilized and forgotten. We know from the trailers there's a moment that the public are angry at Superman, and this is one of the more interesting ideas in the movie, but by the end of the film, Superman saves the day, and yay, everyone likes him again, but I don't think it specifically addresses the issue as to why people were angry at him, because technically that issue still exists. Or we also know from the trailers Superman was involved in a conflict between two countries that sparked geopolitical outrage. Well, the way this conflict ends in the film is down to a way more controversial action that was way worse than what Superman did originally, and I would like to have seen how that action was received. With the movie so overstuffed with action, characters and plots, it doesn't always get the chance to explore these themes in detail. These critiques are pretty nitpicky, they didn't ruin my enjoyment, and overall I thought this film was great. I really enjoyed it, particularly the upbeat, colourful, hopeful tone and this portrayal of Superman. I can't wait to see more from him and this world, but there's a few things that stop it from reaching that top tier of groundbreaking superhero film.